On June 12, 2025, Nintendo dropped a big update for Splatoon 3 to celebrate the license's 10 years anniversary. We got the unexpected third kit we thought we will never have. About half of the weapons got a fresh new kit, which leaves me wondering, what if the other half also gets their third kits? Hello, my name is Nui, and here are my hopes and predictions for all of the weapons which did not yet get a third kit in Splatoon 3. I try to make them balanced, diversified and unique, especially compared to the already existing kits, so that they each bring something new to the game. Let's start with shooters. We are starting with the Slosher Jr. I gave this one Auto Bomb and Tenta Missile. This kit is all about locating opponents, so you always have an eye on the enemies. I find this to be useful when you are solo queuing and you can't communicate with your mates. The Slosher Jr. has a larger ink tank, meaning it can spam auto bombs and force opponents to move away, even from afar. As a weapon that paints a lot, it can have missiles ready often and locate every opponent. You don't even have to put yourself in danger to make this kit work. Next is the Squeezer, which I gave Suction Bomb and Zipcaster. It's outrageous that no shooters got Zipcaster already at that point. I think this will work well on this weapon thanks to the two different firing modes that can adapt to diverse situations and the decent splatting time it has. Suction Bomb doesn't have any crazy synergy, but it will be a decent bomb for this weapon. And I know Squeezer mains are very skilled, so I trust them to make this kit go hard. And now the Nova Splattershot, a weapon which struggles a lot in combat because the time it takes to splat is terrible for the range it has. I gave it a Splat Bomb to have a reliable source of damage. You can drop it at your feet if you're getting rushed. If it doesn't kill your enemy, it will force them to take a step back from you. And for its special weapon, I choose Booyah Bomb. This is a very useful special. It can help taking space, interacting with the objective from a safe place, and it can also be used as a panic button to help with survivability, although I don't recommend activating it without a plan in mind. Next is the 52 Gal. Oh boy, this is an already really strong weapon, but I think I created a monster. I did not try to go for a less aggressive kit, because this weapon will always play aggressively anyways. So I gave it Fizzy Bomb and Triple Splashdown. Feels like something you'd rather have on your team, not the enemies. Fizzy Bomb can be used for mobility to get in and out of situations, but it also does explosion damage that can combo with your main weapon for an unbelievably fast splat. And Triple Splashdown is, in my opinion, very OP. If you get killed inside it, the two fists still does a massive explosion. And you can finish anyone who got hit, but not splatted by the special, with your main weapon with only one bullet. Next up is the Hand Zap. I gave it Sprinkler and Ink Strike. This kit's goal is definitely to farm Ink Strike, a very useful special that moves opponent away, good for defense and offense. Sprinkler helps with that, but it also allows you to quickly turf any area of the map you want, even those you can't reach with your main weapon. This is really good for the Hand Zap because it is mostly played as a support weapon. With this fast turf management, I feel like it could be strong in Splat Zone and Turf War. And now, one of my favorite weapons, the Splatchomatic. It gets a Splat Bomb and Kraken Royale. Since this weapon has a very short range, Splat Bombs helps with longer distance pressure. The Splatchomatic is a flanker weapon, and popping Kraken in the enemy base is a good way to throw them out of position and to make them react to you. Don't forget that you are invincible during the special, so it can also be a tool to reposition yourself and to survive a bad situation, but just remember that you are very vulnerable when activating it. Now, the two last rollers who did not get a third kit in this game. We are starting with the original Splat roller. I've searched what I could give it that will play differently than the other kits and still work well, and I finally decided on Fizzy Bomb and Reef Slider. Rollers are known to be a little inconsistent. I find myself saying, "How did that not kill?" a lot. So I went for a kit that does good chip damage that will help the main weapon. Fizzy is sort of a better curling bomb because it deals a bit of damage, which will help you secure a splat. and I think Reef Slider has a good synergy with the Splat Roller. You can use it to slide into action. If an opponent gets damaged but not splatted, there's an opportunity for you to finish them off with the roller or your physic. You can even pop it while you are sharking behind enemies to catch them off guard. This is a very dangerous kit that has potential to make this weapon very deadly. And now the Flingza Roller. I think it's a very good weapon to control space. It paints well and has a good range. It can defend itself without a lethal bomb, so I think an utility sub will work well with it. I chose Toxic Mist. You can throw it on your opponents to disadvantage them, and it can even help you during close range combat to prevent someone from charging at you. I saw people online mentioning how good Crab Tank will be with Flingza, as this weapon naturally stands in good spots to use this special. I think it really has potential. Not to mention it allows Flingza to extend its range for the duration of the special to reach opponents from far away. Now on to chargers. Let's start with the Bamboozler, a very fun weapon that is sadly not played a lot because it's a bit tricky to play. To make up for that, I did not hesitate giving it a strong kit with Burst Bomb and Wave Breaker. Both the sub and special weapon combo with the main weapon, but they aren't too selfish, they can assist the teammates as well. The Burst Bomb allows for a fast and easier splat, as it is easier to land a burst bomb than a shot from the Bamboozler's small projectiles. This kit can accomplish a lot. And now the Gootuber. I don't play this weapon a lot, so it was hard to decide what I should give it. I ended up with Auto Bomb and Ink Strike. I think it's a simple kit that should work okay. Maybe not as good as the other kits that are in the game already, but it's hard to make it bad with that. Okay, next is the Snipe Rider. Let's be honest, never can I make something better than the Vanilla set. It's already perfect. We have this already amazing supportive set for this weapon, and a good but less seen in competitive play more aggressive set. I thought of giving it another supportive set because that's what seems to work better. So I gave it Ink Mines and Super Chumps. The Mines allows it to defend itself better against flanks. And as for the special, at first I thought the splatter color screen will be nice, but I really don't want any weapon to have this god-forsaken special. Like it's so bad it gives people seizures, please. Instead we could go with Super Chumps, which also has good combo potential and doesn't take away your main weapon, which you get the most value from. Next, the Squiffer. I gave it Torpedo and Inkjet. I liked it when it had Inkjet in Splatoon 2, so I want to see it being brought back. And Torpedo is a tool to distract your enemies while you shoot at them. While the new Squiffer is great at pushing forward, this kit would work more in favor of protecting and defending the objective. And the last charger in this list, the E-Leader. I went for Burst Bomb and Trizuka. I had the idea that this kit will be more at ease in midline and can push out of its usual backline position. In Splatoon 1, E-Leader had Burst Bomb, and it allowed it to get a kill without having to fully charge. It's useful for close-range interactions. And then Trizuka. I originally wanted it on the Splat Charger, but we ended up having a Crab Tank, which is actually so good. So I'm putting it on the E-Leader instead, and I think it will be fun. You can use it safely from your regular backline position, but if you decide to go forward, it can help you defend yourself up close too, thanks to the quick big shots. Next up is Sloshers. Starting off with the basic Slosher, I gave this one Curling Bomb and Ink Storm. Curling Bomb allows it to be more mobile than its other kits, and you can cook your bomb when someone comes at you at close range. And that Ink Storm is a good special which does a bit of damage to opponents and heals your teammates. It can force enemies out of a zone and allow your team to push in instead. And now the Sloshing Machine. It is already considered a strong weapon and has a Slayer kit that works really well. Instead, I tried to give it a more supportive kit. I gave it Toxic Mist and Ink Vac. The Toxic Mist can help you land your 2 direct shots, although it uses a lot of ink. If done in a strategic location, you might be able to throw your mist over a wall to trap opponents who are hiding behind, and then you can attack them by shooting over that wall. And then the Ink Vac is a more support-oriented special. I find it very useful when pushing on some ranked modes, especially in Rainmaker, where you can protect the Rainmaker carrier while they go forward. Now the Blobber. I give it a splash wall and big bubbler. The wall protects you while you are shooting. It works especially well in narrow areas, like corridors, where you are blocking the way and filling up the space with your bubbles. And yes, I'm giving the bubble special to the bubble weapon. The bubble also acts like a shield to protect you and your teammates. It is a very useful special for both offense and defense. I think this kit in particular is very defensive. And now the Slosher. I chose ink mines and Tenta missile for this weapon. The mines act like a point sensor that also damages opponents. It can combo with your main weapon, and with the range it has, it can get someone who stepped in the mine from a distance. Even if they try to run away, they are still marked, and the Slosher can shoot over walls. This is also why Tenta missiles are good, because it marks opponent for you, even when they are hidden behind a cover. Also, this special is instantaneous and refills your ink tank. Since Slosher is very ink hungry, it comes in handy. Moreover, you don't want to give up your main weapon for a long special because you get most value out of your Slosher's shots. Okay, let's review Splatlings now. I really love the added Splatling, but it was hard to find a better kit than the two we already have. We have a kit for support and another kit for attack, so I tried to find an in-between. I gave it line marker for a bit of long-range pressure, since the main weapon doesn't have a lot of range, and marking your opponents allow your teammates to go after them for you. Then I gave it ink vac to support your team. From my experience, I naturally stand in position where I could pop ink vacuum safely, so it should work quite well. Next up is the ballpoint Splatling. I went for a supportive kit with beacons and tacticooler. Having beacons mean you and your team can jump back into position fast. It allows you to give up a backline spot safely if you want to protect another area, knowing you have somewhere safe to jump to if needed. Ballpoint paints well thanks to its first mod, meaning it can farm for tacticooler easily and get a good amount of vamp for your team. This special makes you fast, which is great for a Splatling who likes to have run speed up. And the fact you have beacons allow the entire team to play aggressively together once they are under cooler, since they know they can jump back into action fast if they get splatted. Next is the Nautilus. I went with Auto Bomb and Big Bubbler. Auto Bomb is just a cheap bomb to throw people out of position and to prevent sharks. And Big Bubbler will go crazy on this for the same reason it's good on Splat Roller and Decapitator. It lets you charge your weapon safely like you want inside the bubble, which acts like a wall. Since Nautilus have a decent range, you can splat people that are out of the bubble without dealing with them shooting at you. And if someone gets inside of your bubble, you are mobile enough to move out while having charge stored and then punish them. This makes for a great defensive kit. I would really love to play it, not gonna lie. Another weapon I really enjoy, the heavy Splatling. I gave it Splash Wall and Crab Tank. Like many Splatlings, it suffers from long-range chargers who have a better range, faster charge and one-shot splat. But all of those advantages will not stop me from playing Splatlings, especially if I have a wall on my heavy to protect me. You can charge safely and release behind your ink wall shield. I have got to try it out to be sure, but the wall may have a synergy with Crab Tank. You can throw it at your feet, then pop your special to get extra protection from enemy fire. The Crab Tank is a pocket Hydra Splatling and Slosher at the same time. It allows you to tackle weapons that outranges you, just like the Charger I mentioned earlier. Next class is Dualies. Starting with the Dozer Dualies, the one with the longest range. The time it takes to splat is relatively slow. This weapon performs best when assisting its teammates. I decided to give it a splat bomb to allow it to have a reliable source of damage, and I also gave it Tacticooler as a special, with support still in mind. Tacticooler can also allow the Dozer to play more aggressively, knowing they will have a fast respawn time or that they can escape quickly with a super jump to avoid a doomed situation. For the Gluga Dualies, I decided on Calling Bomb and Ultra Stamp. The curling bomb will enhance its mobility as the weapon is sort of slow, and Ultra Stem can surprise your opponents in close range, but you can also use it as a single big Inkzuka and throw it on opponents that are far away from you. And now the Tetra Dualies. I gave them Torpedo and Inkjet. Torpedo is great to engage combat, but most importantly, Inkjet! I've always wanted to see one on the Dualie in this game. Most weapons who have this special run the ability Drop Roller, and with Dualies, you basically have it for free. This makes place for another main of an ability on your gear. Rolling on the landing of your Inkjet is good to catch off guard someone who might try to spawn camp you. And with Tetra Dualies in particular, you are so mobile that it's easier for you to escape a bad landing, surprising the enemy as they think they got a free splat on you, but who suddenly comes face to face with some guy rolling in all directions like a Dark Souls player. Now let's review the two last Brellas which did not get a third kit. The first one is the Splat Brella. I gave it Burst Bomb and Zipcaster. The Burst Bomb helps getting more consistent splats, as I found the Splat Brella to be somewhat inconsistent. Or maybe that's a skill issue. Either way, it will make this weapon more dangerous, which is good because it is very underrated right now. Zipcaster has good potential. The damage combos with your Brella. You can hide behind your shield if an enemy tries to hit you at the zipline's landing or the special's landing. The Splat Brella isn't too much ink hungry, so Zipcaster should last long enough for you to get some splats. As for the recycled Brella, I gave it Suction Bomb and Ink Storm. I felt like this weapon needed a real lethal bomb, but I didn't want it to get a Splash Bomb because there's already a lot of them in the game, so I went with Suction Bomb instead. And then Ink Storm. Well, it just makes sense for an umbrella to get a rain-related special. But moreover, now that this special also heals, it has good synergy with your weapon. While you are holding your shield, you recover health faster if you are under the rain. Also, the little bit of damage the ink rain causes to enemy makes it easier for you to get a splat. And now on to blasters, we have a good chunk of them. The range blaster is a strong weapon, but it is terrible at painting. It has a lot of hand lag, meaning it is very slow at shooting, and each shot covers very little turf with your ink. This means two things: you can't create space for yourself and you can't charge your special as fast as other weapons. To help with that, I decided to give it a sprinkler. Not only it paints for you and charges your special, but something people tend to overlook is that when you throw it, it instantly inks a bit of ground or wall, which can be almost as good as a burst bomb if you need to quickly get out of enemy ink. It's definitely better than using your slow blasts. Then I gave it Ink Storm. It paints and heals you a little, which enhances your survivability. Also, it has combo potential. The S-Blast, like any blasters, has the capacity to hit opponents behind covers, thanks to the burst radius of the shots. I made a kit with point sensor and killer whale that allows the user to detect opponents even behind walls in order to try and take advantage of the huge burst radius explosion damage of its jump mode. Killer whale even does damage to the enemy it follows, which can potentially combo with a non-direct shot from the S-Blast. And now the Luna Blaster. I gave it a curling bomb and triple splashdown. Luna is not very good at painting for itself. The curling bomb can help it going in and out of battlefield. And triple splashdown can combo with the main weapon, but also allows it to take space instantly. It paints on a large radius, and then you can take advantage of that and maneuver around. Then Clash Blaster. Oh, Clash Blaster. If you main Clash Blaster, tell me down in the comments so I can ban you from my channel. You're getting line marker and splatter color screen, and you'll suffer with it. I made this kit with hatred, and I know you sickos could still make it work. Anyways, for the Rapid Blaster, I went for a more defensive kit with Splash Wall and Super Chumps. You can get behind your wall to shoot safely at people. Don't forget to also lend your shield for other weapons your teammates might have that can benefit from it too. And Super Chumps are a nice special to get some control over an area. They can even act like shields to take the shot for you or your teammates. And now, Splatanas. In this category, we only have one weapon to cover. It's the Decavitator. I decided to give it Squid Beacons and Booyah Bomb. This kit was designed with a more passive gameplay in mind, but actually it's going to depend on how the player uses it. but I still think it could be the best pseudo-anchor decapitator kit. Beacons allows you and your teammate to jump back into action fast, and the Boya Bomb gets opponent to move away from a chosen zone while covering it in your ink, allowing your team to go in, or yourself. And now, the last brush with the third kit in this game, the ink brush. I gave it Torpedo and Tacticooler. As I have already mentioned, Torpedo is good at engaging in combat. Since the ink brush has a shorter range than most weapons, distracting them with the torpedo while approaching is very helpful. This kit is sort of inspired by the permanent kit in Splatoon 2, where it had ink armor, which was good to support your team but also to protect you and to allow you to go in aggressively. In this game, the equivalent of ink armor is Tacticooler. It enhances your whole team ability and is used to start a push. But I switched the Sprinkler for Torpedo, because I don't think Sprinkler has that much utility on Ink Brush. I did like it in Turf War, but you want a more aggressive bomb to help you win fights. And last but not least, the Stringers with the Well String. I gave it Ink Mines and Big Bubbler to create a defensive kit about space control. Ink Mines placed on a strategic location will locate and damage enemies that stepped on it, so you can get them easily with your explosions. And Big Bubbler offers you extra protection. You can place the mine inside the bubble to make it a real death trap. The mines make it easier for you to get a splat with your well string, so it has nice synergy. And you can place them close to you to avoid getting flanked and rushed at. And with that, I am done. Of course, I don't main all of the weapons in this game, so I might have done stupid choices. I try to look for the opinions of people who played a lot of a certain weapon, and there were some very interesting kits that sometimes inspired me for this video. Tell me in the comments what are your predictions and what kits you would like to see in the game. I'm very interested to know what you guys think. Thank you for watching.